Oh, Aladdin, what a beautiful bot you are, because you are truly kind to us. Why? News comes out at the perfect moment for cryptos to explode higher. Well, we are technically in the beginning of moon right now as we speak. So there's a bunch of beautiful news that came about, guys, okay, that are pushing prices higher now. One of them being senators have reached a deal to end the government shutdown. And there it is, guys. Finally, the government is about to reopen. Okay, now what this means is a short-term funding bill is now expected to receive enough support to reopen the US government through January 31st. The measure would provide full-year funding for SNAP and veteran affairs. Okay, so this is fantastic to see, guys. I mean, that was a long blackout if you ask me, right? So this was, I think, the longest government shutdown known to mankind, right? Known to our history here. But is this bullish or bearish for cryptos? Well, right now the market thinks this is extremely bullish, guys, and I think we're gonna keep going higher, right? This is what we needed. I told you guys that there are bullish divergences triggered on the XRP pairing. All we need is some type of news, and we got it exactly at the perfect moment. Like, how is this even real? Aladdin is playing beautiful right here. Now, President Trump's gives his comments on this matter.
Democrats understand that, and it looks like we're getting close to the shutdown ending. You'll know very soon. Thank you very much.
So no more blackout, guys, right? The blackout is about to end. Let the sun start shining. Why? So again, this is most definitely bullish for cryptocurrencies, because if we look back to history, what does it say? Well, you must become bullish now. From Ash Crypto, the last time the US government reopened after a shutdown, Bitcoin made a 5-month rally, surging by over 300%. If we see that 300k and imminent plus. So January 25th of 2019, US government reopened literally at that candle. From then onward, what do we see here? A parabola formed, which Bitcoin traveled to plus 300% from the moment the US government reopened. Okay, it just staircased up, and then it was like a parabola. It got steeper and steeper, guys, as the higher we went. Okay, so could Bitcoin repeat the same trajectory when the government reopened last time? Possibly. Okay, possibly. So I'm most definitely bullish, guys, and we called out this move. If you guys haven't watched the previous video that I just uploaded in the morning of today, go ahead and watch it, guys, because we said we need this pop higher, and we definitely got it today. Not to mention, I just realized a like a pattern here, right? You guys notice something? Check this out. So the bottom, right, to there. Look at this, guys. What does this look like to you, right? It's not as clear here than this chart. Look at this, right? So it's like this, guys, and like that, right? Beautiful. That's what in ascending triangle. You guys can see there's a flat resistance. This is XRP's price, right? Flat resistance multiple times. Then support, right? Rising lower trendline support, right here, here, there, and then when it breaks out, guys, it goes upwards, right? The chances of it breaking higher, the chances of it breaking up is higher than it breaking lower, guys. Okay, so here's an ascending, some type of ascending triangle. Okay, very beautiful. And let me put this a little bit lower, like that. And the target of this, by the way, okay, let's see where this target takes us to. It takes us to, let's see here. It takes us to about $2.70 something cents. Fantastic to see. Why? Plus, we got those bullish divergences that's going to be snowballing, okay, on XRP's chart. Not to mention, the USDT dominant chart is tumbling down, right? What did we mention before? That each time it has gone up at this like range here, right? This top side range. What has happened to price, right? Well, when the RSI went overbought, okay, it marked the top each time. So I think we're getting close to this bottom, guys, right? Sooner or later, we could have bottomed out most definitely, but we're closer than ever before. It's just my 2 cents there, right? Which is why cryptos are skyrocketing. Bitcoin, I do believe, will go higher now. such as from Benjamin Cohen. Don't want to jinx it, but Bitcoin is back above the 50-week SMA as we come into the weekly close. So the weekly just closed, right? Oh yeah, it did. Okay, so we need to basically hold this moving average as support. If we don't, Bitcoin will die, guys. Okay, so I'm thinking around this region is probably the bottom, right? And then this is why we're bouncing off of it, because it's respecting what? The bottom, right? Each time Bitcoin has retested this support or tested this support, guys, it held it as support, and the next phase of the bull market began each and every other time, right? If history were to repeat right now, well, that's incoming, guys. New all-time highs, right? And it's so funny to me that they pump cryptos, right? Aladdin the mover pumps cryptos exactly when they needed to save Bitcoin above this moving average, guys, right? Because Bitcoin was below it. You guys realize, right? They pumped it higher, now it's above it, just before the weekly close. They got it because Aladdin is the mover. Aladdin brought upon news such as this as well, right? Stock market is skyrocketing. Why? Because not only do we have the reopening of the U.S. government, as well as, well, this right here. President Trump says Americans will get at least $2,000 dividend payment, excluding high-income earners. Okay, so if you earn a lot of money, guys, annually, well, you're not in this boat, but to you it doesn't even matter, right? For you it doesn't matter because you're already rich. But to everyone else, again, the playing field is becoming more leveled, like we said it before, right? The rich, the poor, everyone will become equal at some point. So this is what we called out for as well, that there's going to be printing so much, guys, right? And this is the first phase of UBI, okay, to program the people's subconscious to accept this type of reality, which is, I guess, a good thing. But what this means right now, okay, for cryptos is that Trump is going to be giving everyone 2K, okay? Now, that's going to be extremely bullish, guys, okay? We're going to be checking it out in just a sec, but back in 2020, when they gave out a stimulus package, it was for $1,200, I think, okay? But people have mentioned if you invested your stimulus back then into Bitcoin, well, it would have gone up by 1,600%. You would have had over $20,000 by now. What does that mean? Well, when people see this, they're like, oh, I'm going to invest this, when I get this 2K, into cryptos. Possibly Bitcoin, but if you want a higher return, maybe buy Ethereum, Solana, or most definitely XRP. Now, do you see? Which coin, when people get this 2K, guys, which coin would they buy? Right? In my opinion, I think people are going to go after XRP. I advise you to buy XRP, actually. From Jeff Park. I have a hunch where all the 2K stimmies are going to go. But, first of all, I'm not going to tell you. Number two, just follow Gen Z, right? The younger group of people loves this new industry, guys, right? So this is where the money will travel to, guys, right? Yeah, the money, people are going to buy random stuff as well, but more likely than not, since people are more invested minded these days, I think people are just going to invest into cryptos, to be fair. Satoshi Flipper says, well, the last time Trump gave Americans a stimulus check, it was the CARES Act, and adults got $1,200 plus, children got $500. It was signed into law on March 27th, 2020. The 2020 stimulus checks ignited the biggest crypto bull run in history, turning $1,200 into $12,000 plus if invested into Bitcoin at the right time. Okay, now, within days of receiving the stimmy checks, both Bitcoin and Binance reported surges in $1,200 Bitcoin buys, exact matches to the check amounts Americans spent it all on crypto. Wow, so this was literally back in 2020, right? When the government wasn't really so championing cryptocurrencies. Now, guess what? The government is full bull maxi on crypto. What do you think they're going to be buying with the stimulus check? Buy XRP. Do not buy. I know when you get your stimulus check, do not buy a Bitcoin. I promise. The return on investment on Bitcoin, it could still go up 10x from here, right before the collapse, most definitely. But 10x compared to what? A 50x for XRP at $100? You guys see the difference, right? you're getting 5 times more the worth of you investing into XRP than Bitcoin. Not financial advice. Within 6 weeks, Bitcoin pumps 50% from 6,800 to 10K. During the broader run, Bitcoin went from 3,800 to 69K. Okay, now Ethereum went from $120 to $4,800. That's ridiculous, right? So imagine not wanting the stimulus check narrative, guys, to come into play, which they're about to. Okay, so yeah, Trump is running a full-blown hot. He's not going to be stopping at all. Then, dear crypto holder, do whatever you want with this, but we're getting 2K stimulus checks to Americans. Government shutdown is ending. QT ends as well. Fed cut rates. Treasury liquidity injections. Liquidity flips business cycle to expansion. Clarity Act passes. Altcoin ETF tsunami begins. One after the other. Aladdin is not going to sleep this month, guys. It seems like, right? Because he's moving the puppets around beautifully, flawlessly. So, with everything coming in together, guys, an anonymous user, I think it was today, he posted this: the top is not in. We were the first people to. Actually, the Redditors first said it. Then we just jumped with the same narrative, guys, but we called it second. Okay, we're basically the first people to call it that the top will not be in this year. The top is not in. Most of you will laugh now, but write this down. 2026 is the year of the horse, the year Bitcoin runs wild. Oh, the year of the horse. That's very interesting. You thought 2025 was chaos. That was just a purge, the year of liquidations, tariffs, and fear. 2026 is the real bull, the one you will tell stories about. Capital will flow out of gold, decades of stored value, and into Bitcoin. From there, it will cascade into Ethereum and into altcoins with real utility that will make Bitcoin look slow. You guys see? The alt season hasn't even begun. I promise that alts will 1000x the cycle. Bitcoin dominance can fall as low as 30%. That's when you know the cycle has flipped. The signal for the beginning of it all when the government starts printing again and the movement and the moment quantitative easing returns QE, that's the green light, that's ignition. Mark this down: Bitcoin $1 million in 2026, Ethereum 100K in 2026. Their charts never lied. I was the first person to say that, by the way. Right, Bitcoin to $1 million and Ethereum to 100K. I was the first person to say it. That was from this year, early this year, or even possibly last. Okay, so we were already in a know before everything occurs, guys. Now Scott Bessent is already in damage control, saying the 2K dividend Trump promised won't be a check, but it probably will.
You know, it could, the $2,000 dividend could come in lots of forms and lots of ways, George. You know, it could be just the tax decreases that we are seeing on the president's agenda. You know, no tax.
I know for a fact it's just going to be checks, guys, right? Like previously, due to the fact that it's like the best narrative to pump assets, right?
That's no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, deductibility of auto loans. So, you know, those are substantial deductions that, you know, are being financed in the tax bill.
So I'm ready to for these cryptos to pump. Okay, so let it begin. Hopefully this was a trigger, not an device. Let's see what appears next. And there it is. But anyways, guys, hopefully it's amazing. See ya.